We're who you should be listening to, admit it. The prettiest Tiff in Carolina, get it? Love, family, and friends, this be the energy, a better understanding so we can all be complete. Each time spitting raw and unrehearsed, either in your feelings or laughing till it hurts. Love and Flaws, the show that you all need. Join us every week for the best of us, guaranteed.
Here we go.
What's happening? What's happening? This is the Love and Flaws podcast with Tiff and Sin. I am your man, Carolina Sin. I am with the absolute prettiest Tiff. Mama, how you doing?
I'm good.
That's what's up. Yo, we are happy to have y'all with us today. As always, we appreciate everybody that shows support.
Yes.
Click the subscribe button, like,
share, like.
Don't cost a penny to support. You know what I'm saying?
Support.
Show us some love. And those that do that, we really appreciate y'all. We love all of y'all.
We do.
So, and on that note, we got a good one today. And the prettiest is going to be leading this one. I'm going to take a step back and let the prettiest Tiff go ahead and get us started. Tiff, what we talking about today?
All right. So today we are talking about why do toxic men seek out single mothers, target single mothers. Ooh. That's what we're talking about today.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna head on out. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't have to because I'm not toxic. So I don't. But
and we'll also get into, because I don't feel like all men. I think there are some good reasons that men do seek out single moms. I don't think all of the reasons are necessarily, toxic reasons, but we'll get into all of that.
Okay.
But
so why do you think, what do you think the number one reason is that somebody who's a toxic dude is going to try and date a single mom?
Because they got mommy issues.
Okay. See, that's not the one, that's not the number one reason I think of, but you explain that, and then I'll say what I think.
Well, I think and when I say mom issues, there's two parts to that, right? Okay. So one who doesn't want to have to grow up because his mother catered and did everything for him.
So he was like a mama's boy, like a
right. He is a straight mama's boy, and he wants a woman that's going to take care of him as if he's a child, and he's not. That's one. Right?
They out there like that.
They out. Oh, God. Yes. And then the flip side of that, though, is that they're lacking love from their mom, right?
Okay.
So, in my opinion, women who are single moms tend to treat their counterpart, the man in their life, as one of their children. And I think that brings comfort to the man. So right. those are the two same thing, but two different sides of the coin.
I'm gonna hit you with a different perspective.
Okay, I'm ready.
So I definitely think that there are those man-child type cats out there that just they feel like a single mom. Maybe they think that adds to their credentials to be able to take care of them, right? As well, like you were talking about. But from a more dishonest perspective,
okay,
right? So if I'm a guy and I want to have because it's the whole have your cake and eat it too thing, right? So if I want to have a primary chick, but I still want to be able to do the things I want to do on the side, what better? Now, ladies, I don't think this way. I'm just saying.
Okay.
But what better candidate than a single mom who doesn't mind you not having to be there all the time because she's busy with her kids and she's handling her business, so she doesn't have the unlimited time. I mean, not that
to be chasing behind you,
right? Not that people without kids have unlimited time,
But I know what you're saying.
She don't have as much time to give you. So she may not be checking for you as much.
Right.
Which allows you to be able.
So you can lie for the 2 hours that she at the football practice.
You don't even have to lie. Oh, you doing that with your kid? That's fine. We'll link up tomorrow.
Well, yeah, or babe, I'm just gonna go shoot basketball with the guys while you're with the kid, but he really at the hotel.
Right. And then I come off as super understanding. Oh, you can't tonight because you got your kids? All right, I'll see you tomorrow.
But on the flip side of that, a single mom is going to require that all of her extra time is going to be with you.
But that's easy when it's so little. That's easy when it's so little though. If you really like, so, and I've dated single parents.
Right.
And I've been legitimately understanding, not trying to be a slick ass about it. But typically, especially when it first starts out, they not over prioritizing the dating time, right? So a lot of times it was once or twice a week, maybe, that we could link up, like to go out or something.
Right.
There was weeks it was once a week or whatever. So.
Well, yeah, and I guess that depends too on the age of the kids and.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if they, and as we get older, if you're dating somebody with older kids, the kids are more self-sufficient. They're a little more independent. Right. But yeah, definitely if you're dating somebody that's got a kindergartner or a third grader or something like that.
Yeah.
Or one of the kids that does sports a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Because the travel ball, all of that.
Yeah, that's what I can relate. Yeah.
But you always gone, right? So you're like, I can't this weekend. I got to go out of town because the little man got a football game. No worries, Ma. I got you. I'm going to hold you down.
And I might even give you $50, to go to war.
Make sure, hey, you got the snacks? Is it your week for the snacks? We got the Capri Suns and the orange slices. You don't? Let me slide. Here you go. You call me when y'all get there. Let me know you got there safe. Oh, because once I know you're 3 hours away.
It's on and Bob.
Again, ladies, I know I say that convincingly, but that's not me. That's not.
That's
because then it's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy at that point.
Yeah. So I think that those, I think all of those, I didn't think about, I thought about the whole time thing.
And then we can,
think of it in detail.
And then you can never get mad at us if we have to cancel. Like
because we always might have to cancel.
Tell it. So if the side chick made plans and I feel like I can't get out of it, I can call you and be like, yo, I'm not gonna be able to come tonight. What? This might be the only time this week I get to see you. I know. I hate. But then if you start, what we got, right? Because women are crazy. I love y'all. I can't live without y'all, but y'all are crazy. But God gave us a defense mechanism. That defense mechanism, and every woman in America about to be mad as fuck at me right now because they're gonna recognize what I'm about to say. Is going. The defense mechanism that God gave us to defend ourselves was to be able to flip anything around and turn the argument back around. I don't understand why you tripping. You all the time got to take Junior to this and that.
And I'm understanding.
And I gave you money for the orange slices last week.
So ladies, when that happens, pull up. Pull up. Because he lying.
Pull up. So now I got you. Not only am I out here dicking somebody else down, I got you feeling bad about it.
Right. And while I'm out of town next, I'm probably gonna pick you up something a little nice.
Right. Because now you're trying to make. I'm sorry about last week.
Y'all ain't shit.
Hey, every dude that's on this is mad as fuck at me right now. Like I'm messing up so many people's game on this right now. You know what I mean?
real talk though, you gotta be a slimy
clown. That's the ultimate clown behavior. That puts us on that same clown level with like y'all in the
be the father.
Yeah.
And Maury says you are not.
Right. That's Maury Povich clown behavior.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So because my mom was a single mom. I got a special place in my heart for that. My grandmother was a single mom at times and shit like that. Like you got to be a cold-hearted bastard to take advantage of the like they typically listen. I know there's a lot of strong, independent single women out there. Every time I say something, I'm not trying to make absolute assumptions.
Right.
But for a lot of single moms, they trust the shit already fucked up by their baby daddy. They already back against the wall when it come to this love shit. And then you gonna come in and take advantage of that kindness. You gonna come in. I don't give a fuck who want to say something to me about it. You a fucking clown. I'm gonna say that shit all day. You a clown. If you taking advantage of a single mom's kindness and her willingness to try and open back up after she's probably already dealt with some other clowns' behavior.
Right.
And you using that to your advantage.
You definitely a clown.
Pussy. I want to get as vulgar as I can. I ain't trying to do that right now. You know what I'm saying? You a clown. Clown
That's
ass
crazy.
behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Now, before brother goes in and kills all of y'all clowns.
Right.
On the flip side of that, I think there are some positive qualities that make men seek out single moms.
Absolutely.
I don't think that it's always toxic.
Single moms are super women. You know what I'm saying? Like, not all women are. Listen, we've talked about it. I am non-discriminatory. I love every woman of every shape, size, color, denomination of religious belief. Y'all are all beautiful to me. Y'all are the nectar of the gods in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? But there are certain character traits unique to different groups within y'all's beautifulness.
Absolutely.
And single mothers have some things that not all women have.
Yeah.
Not that you can't have these traits, but it's there's a lot of single mothers that are super women, like I said.
Yeah. And I think with single moms too, because they're single moms, they tend to part of who they are part of what they have to do to be a single mom, right? So it becomes part of their identity.
Right. Listen, we've talked about it. We've talked about how in today's society, women, partly due to the fact that there's so many clowns out here, but women are less nurturing. Again, not all, but a lot of women are being turned cold. So they're not doing a lot of the things that women used to do.
Right.
That are the things men are looking for, right?
Right.
But if I find a single mom that's on her shit, I find a single mom that got her shit together, and there's no baby daddy drama brought into it. I've always said this, especially like with my daughter. My daughter's like, people like, oh, I hate saying single dad because my kid's mom's is the primary custodial, but like, I'm single and a dad, but I have a daughter. But my daughter's not baggage. She's one of the best things of me, right? Like you can decide if you make things in your life baggage or not.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So if I find a single mom that's on her shit, that's doing her damn thing, and she's handling all of that and staying on top of her game and shit.
Right.
That's Wonder Woman right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she's gonna know. She's gonna be a little more nurturing. She's gonna be more understanding. And I don't mean understanding of my bullshit. I mean understanding of just life things. You know what I'm saying? She's got some caring and compassion that typically comes along with that whole single mom thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's why, and those things are embedded in her.
Right.
Those things, especially if she is still
if she's
raising her children.
Right. If she's a good mama bear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to go wrong with that. Yeah. And what we need the most, and again, dudes is hating me today, but if she's doing all of that and she's on her shit, she gonna help keep you on your shit.
Cause she's not gonna allow
she's
you.
Not tolerating it.
Right. She's not gonna allow you to come in and disrupt what she has set up for them youngins.
Right. So she gonna help push you and help motivate you, because we talking about a totality of things now.
Mm-hmm. So
there ain't nothing better than that.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not knocking that. Like, I'm just saying there's a uniqueness about it.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
There's a difference, you know what I mean? So if you not on your,
if you add in, if you form a relationship with her children,
right?
She's, you know, in her mind, she's like, damn, I don't want to have to sever another relationship. If you get to that point with her, you know, she's not gonna want to sever. Have the children go through another loss.
And I get what you're saying. Like,
so she's gonna try her.
You don't stay with somebody because of the kids per se, but
no.
She's more vested. She's more invested. You know what I mean?
Well, what I'm saying, she's gonna work harder to try to. She's not just gonna run out the door at the first sign of trouble.
Right. Because if there's ever a point where she's like, I don't know where this is going, let me list out my pros and cons. You having a great relationship with the kid and she can trust that she can trust. Super pro.
That's gonna be at the top of her list.
You get in there with the kids, you in there.
The money ain't gonna matter. If you're taking the bus, baby, we're gonna work to get you a car. That's gonna that we're gonna work so that way you could take Junior and, you know, Sarah too, so that they got the, so then you can help me take that. Like she gonna
help build you up.
She gonna build you up.
No,
she is. If you need building up, she gonna build you up. But you know,
but I also think that is part of the reason why these toxic ass clowns get away with
so much shit,
and single moms will put up with some of that shit, right? Because it's twofold. I want to be clear. I don't think that if you're dating a clown, that makes you less of a superwoman as a single mom.
Right.
Like, matters of the heart are impossible.
Man.
And men, we know how to act right initially. Like the fake, the fake ones, and that, I mean, men and women, but I'm just saying a clown ass man trying to take advantage of that situation knows how for the first couple months to act right and get in there. And then once they in, you know, it's hard. I get it. It's hard.
They disguise themselves. Right. They know exactly what to do. And as a single mom, because you're juggling so much, sometimes your discernment is not all the way there.
Facts. It's harder to see
because your vision is not as clear because you have 2,500 things going on. And so...
And again, that's what I was saying. That's part of why they do it.
Yeah.
They know that even if they let some clown behavior slip, she juggling too much going on. She might not. Everybody shows you their true colors eventually.
Oh yeah, because you can only wear the mask for so long. Right.
But if you're busy, it may take longer to see it.
And then by then, her heart.
Right. And little Sarah loves him. She loves him. And then that make it
say, can I call you daddy?
Woo. Oh yeah, start. Woo. Boy, man get upset about that.
But I mean, you really, 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 there has to be a psychological component to it. You know, just like we talked about in our last, podcast, there are certain things that people do that there has to be a psychological disconnect somewhere for you to be able to do certain shit like that.
You saying that to take advantage of a single mom, you have some kind of issue, like you have a psychological issue?
Yeah, there has to be something.
So I'm gonna tell you this. You know how most people think that that people are inherently good, like that they are naturally good.
Yeah.
Like you hear that all the time. Like most people are just good at heart, right?
Right.
I think most people have evil inside though. I think that both things can be true. I do think that maybe, you know, I think we are cultivated by our life experiences. Like when we're born,
Yeah.
I think that, you know, most children, you put two kids in a sandbox, they don't know color, they don't know disabilities,
Right.
they don't know whatever. They're inherently good. But I think once we are entered into the world, I think that like at this point, when it comes to adults, right, wrong, indifferent, whatever the cause being, I don't trust any of them. I just think that I think some people, I guess maybe, I mean, I guess that's playing to what you're saying. Like something happened to them at some point that turned them cold or told them or
Yeah.
turned them whatever. But yeah, I just think people, I don't think I think they can be. So while I agree that something happened in their life to make them not have that internal compass to say that's not the right thing to do.
Right.
I don't think it's as extreme as it is with say like a serial killer or rapist or something. Like I think people can be completely functioning and seem normal in every other aspect of their life, but don't mind just doing people dirty. I feel like people just do that all the time. It's self-serving. I think maybe that's more of what I was trying to say. Like I do think we have good in us, but I also think self-serving and surviving trumps a lot of these other emotions and
But
feelings.
again, and self-surviving, I think comes from people going through certain things in their life, not being fulfilled for, you know, if you think about someone who didn't have parents, right?
But Tiff, at the end of the day, we're still just animals, right? We talk about that every once in a while.
See, I don't, maybe I have high hopes, or maybe I just, because I like to see the good in everybody. I'm that person. Like, you really have to really show me some real ignorant shit for me to just be like, you just
so
scum.
maybe my psychological damage, right? Like I want to see the good in everybody too. I love to see that. Like you see it. Like I'm a positive, like I'm preaching positivity. I'm trying to spread that to everybody else. I'm just not surprised when I do see the negative though.
Well, no, I'm not surprised when I see it. I just don't think that it's natural. I don't think that it's our natural state and our natural being.
I can agree with that. I just kind of come to expect it nowadays though. Like it's,
yeah, but that's just like the one podcast we had when I said if someone cheats on me, I'm not gonna get mad and angry because that's people, right? So I'm not gonna sit here and have a full out fight and argument and oh you ain't did it. Like I'm not doing that but it doesn't take away from the fact that something had to mess you up for you to go that route. And and one point though, you made me think too, because I've been through a lot of things in my life.
Right.
Where, you know, an average person may not have been able to make it through. And maybe that's my defense mechanism, right? Because if I think too hard about how bad people are, it leads me back to those times that were bad.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
to do any and everything that I can to not have to think about those things on a daily basis. Yeah. And so I always try to, my kids tell me all the time, like, Ma, you, like, sometimes you too nice. You be trying to give people too much. Like, you be trying to, but I'm like, I just think that, I don't know. I feel like part of that is my natural state. And then I feel like part of that is, what am I going to do? Walk around and just be negative? Like I'll drive myself crazy.
Right. And that happens too. So like, do you think that, so you don't, we kind of off subject now, but do you think that people can be just bad from birth? Or you think it has to, or you think there's something that has to, short of a chemical imbalance?
Okay.
Because I guess that could alter people's whatever.
And that was going to be my response, is like, it depends on if they have a chemical, if they were born with that chemical imbalance, right? So if you're talking about somebody who might be bipolar or
so when I look at those things, I think about that, right? So when we say I think that's just natural randomness. I don't think it's a chemical imbalance. I just think it's just natural. We tried to define what is the normality, right? So when we find things that don't fit in our box, we call it an abnormality. I don't think that it may not be as common for those people to be born, but I think that's just the randomness of it. Like there's people who are born, I don't think they have a chemical imbalance. I think they just was born that way. That's just part of nature and the randomness that comes with it. We just label it that way.
I mean, I've never seen. Have you ever seen a rabid animal?
Right. Yeah.
I've never seen one born though. Never.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. But we have animals in nature that are just violent by nature, though. Like alligators, hippopotamus. They
don't go around killing everything.
Yes, they would. Given the opportunity, yes.
No, right? You'll see alligators, and there might be a deer. They don't attack every single deer.
They're not in attack mode all the time,
right?
But walk next to it.
But that's what I'm saying. There's been deer in the water, and they won't attack it. That I believe is random. I believe
that's true. They're not just serial killing,
right? They just not like. I don't think anyone who's a serial killer, like, that's the norm for me. Like, I refuse to believe that, like, that's just who that person is. I think that there's either a chemical imbalance or, and listen, I'm not a doctor or a scientist, so let me please give that disclaimer.
I just heard that. Ooh, I'm about to open a can. I just heard that God don't make mistakes, though.
Well, listen, first of all, I'm not a God-fearing woman. I'm a spiritual woman.
Right.
So I want to put that out there. Was I a God-fearing woman at one time in my life? Absolutely. But through my growth and process, I believe God is everywhere.
Right.
Right? God is love, God is growth, God is natural. So I see God in everything.
Right. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, I know you are, but I'm just saying for me, so that when I say what I say, it makes sense.
Right.
People have a backstory kind of why I believe what I believe. I don't believe it's this theory that we were all birthed by one man and just thrown down. That's not what I believe. So for me, unfortunately, I don't like to call anybody a mistake because I feel like we can all be redeemed. We all have a redemption in us, right? And then I think there's certain things play into that, your background, which you have access to. I mean,
so these men doing this, they have been cultivated by something in their life for them to be like, yo, I'm about to take advantage of this situation.
I believe so. Whether it's they've been hurt, whether they've seen somebody else do it, whether they feel like single woman ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Single mother, ain't shit because
now they don't get a pass.
Had children.
Now they don't get a pass though, regardless what it is, right? Because you grown enough to make your own decisions, regardless of how much you've been hurt in the past, right?
Yeah, I don't think they should get a pass. I think what they should do is instead of projecting that shit onto a woman and her kids, get the fucking help you need.
Right. Talk to somebody, figure it out.
That's what I think. Like, figure out. Because at the end of the day, like you said, especially when you become an adult, yes, our life trials and triumphs help us to be who we are.
Right.
Right? When we become an adult, though, you can make a conscious choice to change certain things. Does it take work? Does it take effort?
Yeah, it's not easy. Right.
So you don't get a pass.
I got you.
You know what I mean? But I think that there is something to say about trying to understand that it's not just that's who somebody is.
So let me ask you this. What kind of things you've been down this road a time or two? What kind of I had to slide it. I still had to slide it in there. I still had to slide it in there. What kind of advice could Pretty Tiff give? Like, cause you've had to do the whole, now I'm dating somebody and I got kids. Like, what can they, like, what is some of the, is there telltale signs of that kind of, predatory behavior? Like, what can a single mom look for? You know what I mean? Like, pass on some wisdom to maybe some of the ones that still need it.
Okay, and I'm gonna say this. I like, in all seriousness, all three of my husbands were not bad people.
Okay.
Okay. They just weren't good husbands. And for all different reasons. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Because I don't want anyone, because I had to take responsibility for my choices, right? Because without me, they couldn't have married me. You understand? Without me giving permission, they couldn't have married me.
Listen, and I understand what you're saying, because I've had friends, like female friends, ask me about some of my guy friends. And I'm like, look, as a friend, he's the best motherfucker on the planet. Like, he's gonna run through a wall for you. But as a boyfriend, I don't know if that's the best choice. You know what I mean?
And so to expand on or to answer the question, the one thing that I should have done in every situation was gone with my gut.
So you're saying there was
intuitions.
You're saying you had red flags go off or whatever,
Absolutely.
and you didn't follow them.
And I don't want to use the word make excuses, because I don't do that for people.
Right.
I don't make excuses. But I allowed my love and who I was
to disregard them.
Right. And to talk myself into it'll be better, because the love and joy that I'm going to bring into this person's life is going to make them better.
See, that's a separate issue. Like, y'all, there's that for a particular part of the population of women, they have that natural nurturing yearning to be like, I can fix this situation.
Well, I never thought I could fix, but I thought that I could enhance. So I never thought, and I'm not that woman, so I never was trying to fix anybody. But I felt like I could, them being around my energy, my children's energy.
You thought would offset the flags that you were noticing?
Well, not offset it, but would move the needle in a different direction.
That's change, ain't it?
No, because them as a core of a person, there were certain things that I was attracted to. They weren't, like I said, they weren't all bad.
Right.
It wasn't like these were terrible people and they just got me in some rat trap and I was like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to make it seem like that. Right. But there were definitely things that I picked up on early in the game, and I should have went with my intuition. And another thing that I will say is always listen to your children.
Yeah, I believe that too.
Always. One of my marriages, I'm not going to say which one, but one of my marriages, my children were just like, we not feeling it.
Right.
Like we just not. And because it wasn't their dad, you know what I'm saying? I felt like they just have to get used to it.
Right.
Because it's not their dad. So they don't, you know what I mean?
Right. So you were trying to put the square in the circle peg, or like the circle in the square hole, or whatever, like that type thing.
Yeah. And my kids were younger. So there was just, and they weren't babies, but they were younger. And I just was like, okay, this is new for them. You know, this is new for, but I should have just been like, no, like, nah. And it's crazy because 2 days before I got married, I wanted to call it off.
So yeah, so ladies, follow. Well, they say what
gut,
a woman's intuition is always on point.
Always.
Don't fight it.
And any man that tells you that women don't have intuition are clowns.
They trying to pre-stack the deck, right? They trying that manipulation. Like, let me go ahead and let her know that her intuition ain't her radar is off when it comes to me.
Right.
And they had you convinced of that. Like, I know normally I'm right, but something different about him.
Yeah, well, and again, he will manipulate, especially if you're a single mom. He's going to manipulate things to make them look one way when that's not what they are. You know what I'm saying? And because we are, and I'm not saying that women that don't have kids aren't nurturers, you know what I'm saying? But as a mother, I was talking about this the other day with somebody. Once you get pregnant, there's a natural change that happens internally.
Right.
Whether it be psychologically, whether it's scientifically, something normally happens for women when they become pregnant that kicks in to be nurturers and to be more kinder and more patient.
Right. More often than not.
Maybe not during your pregnancy because your hormones are everywhere, but once you become a mother. And so men know that and they will use that.
It's predatory. I'm telling you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Predatory.
And for you to be a predatory person, man or woman, because you know, something has to be psychologically going on.
Yeah.
For you to be okay with that. So single moms, definitely go with your gut. Definitely get to know the person in all situations.
Do you believe
not just when everything is good?
You believe in like the setting a minimum time frame type of thing, like 3 months before they meet the kids, so that you spend more. I mean, I guess that just goes along with you got to create some kind of environment that allows you to get to know them, really, really well before. Because you know, people talk about all the time, like they bring these guys around their kids, like they coming and going.
Yeah. Well, you know, I will say this one thing with that. I feel like just like women have intuition, kids have a sixth sense.
Right. So it may be a good thing to have your kid around them early, so that way you get
the earlier, an idea. The better. I don't think on the first date. I think once you as a woman see yourself being with this person, that there's a chance for your relationship to go to another level, that is when you need to introduce the kids.
And that time frame could vary depending
on
what
it could vary.
Right. Yeah,
because but as soon as you feel that, he needs to meet the kids.
Right. So me and my kids' mom had an agreement, right, when we first separated, that like we was like 6, like we wouldn't bring nobody around the kid, my daughter, my lovely daughter. People get mad at me when I call her the kid. Like, I'm just like, that's my kid. So I call her the kid sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I call her kiddo. So people be like, why you call her the kid? That's the kid. You know, it's not, I don't mean nothing bad by it, like some people take it, but we was like, we're not gonna bring anybody around our kid for like 4 to 6 months. Like, we need to be dating them, know them, stuff like that. I adhered to that, right? Like, I did. But you know, you make some of these promises when y'all on good terms, and then they go, you know, some of the things
out the window.
Right. So and to this day, I've only dated 2 people that's ever met my kid. Like, only 2, I only have 2 exes that ever met my kid. And she's 16 years old.
Okay.
So, and one of them I know was great, because even after we broke up, like one time when I went out there to visit and I was gonna have to stay with my kid's family, right, just to save money, she was like, nah, we were broken up, but she loved my kids so much. She's like, nah, let's get a hotel room so that you can have some, you know, daddy-daughter time with your kid without everybody else being around. Right. So I know I didn't make a mistake with that one. You know what I'm saying? Now on the flip side, my kid's mom now. Listen, my kid's mom is a great mother. I'm not, let me be like, with, you know, let me be super upfront and super clear. This was the only thing I think we ever really beefed about when she was like super, super young. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, quit having these clown ass dudes around my kid and you don't really know them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that got better as she got older, but you're right. Like, there was reasons, and it showed. Like, there was an example of a guy that shouldn't have been around my kid because she didn't really know him like she thought she knew him, and found out some things afterwards. And she had known that he wouldn't have been around.
Exactly.
But on the flip side, I 1000% agree with you, because I know if I bring somebody around my kid, especially now, because she got my mouth. But I knew from, if I had done that, she would have let me know.
Right.
She'd have been like, nah. Or you can, you know your kids vibe, whether they get along or like somebody. It's like, I'm not comparing kids to animals, but you know, you say that about you like your dog or whatever. Like, somebody come over, like, yo, if he don't like you, there had to be something wrong with you.
Right.
So
no, that's facts. And it's and when you have multiple kids, it makes it harder, right? Because each one of them have their own personality.
Right. They might get different vibes.
Exactly. So it's like, now I gotta and I will say this. Nobody ever sat me down and like had this conversation with me, though. Like, don't get me wrong, my mom talked to me about, like, you know, having kids and marriage and things like that, but never like how like having multiple children can, like, it can get like, it's funny because I hear women who only have one child and they'll be like, oh my God, and I'm not saying having one child isn't hard by yourself. It absolutely is. Right. But what I'm saying is, take that feeling and multiply it by 50.
Right.
When you have more than one, right?
Right.
So that's why, to me, it's important. Like, my kids are older now, but like, all of them are very protective of me. Like, all of them. But my oldest is like, all right, mommy can handle herself. She gonna holler if she need me.
Right.
My middle son is like,
he ready to go.
Like, mommy, I ain't even gonna tell you when I go. I'm just going. You know what I'm saying?
I was like that with my mom for the longest time.
Yeah. And then my youngest, my daughter, is like, she's gonna observe a lot. She's gonna scan the room, and then it's go time.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I was so hard on the people my mom dated. Like, not not like
that was my middle son.
Not like proactively.
Yeah.
But if they tried to like extend olive branch, well, like, cause I really didn't like, part of it is I when I was like 10, I went to live with my grandmother, right? So then when I would meet some of these guys, I was already a teenager and stuff. And you know, I used to get into it when I was a teenager, and then as I'm older, like young adult, like 20, yo, I'm just like, I don't need to know nothing about you. I just need to know if I got a launch. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I used to tell my mom, like, I don't care. As long as you happy. The moment they do something to make you unhappy, if they do something, then I'm coming for them.
Yeah.
No
mercy.
mercy.
And with that being said, a lot of that too, not that that's a bad thing, right? But imagine a 10-year-old shouldn't have to worry about that. You understand what I'm saying?
That's
like,
just
no, it's not natural.
No, you're right. They shouldn't wait, let me make sure I'm clear, right? They shouldn't have to worry about they mom being in a bad domestic situation. But a 10-year-old is a 10-year-old, like, it's natural that not everybody's parents stay together, and kids kids are gonna be like, I worry about who my mom's dating. You know what I mean?
Yes, but no, but that's what I'm like, when I think about, because not everybody is going to stay together. You're absolutely right? But, and this is probably going into another subject. It absolutely is. But I think that's where co-parenting is important, and why people who have children need to always keep a solid relationship.
Right.
Because had you would have had your father in your life, right? I feel like even if he wasn't with your mom, but he was an instrument in your life, a lot of that responsibility, I don't feel like you would have felt it as a young man.
I don't know. I still feel like I would have been protective over my mama, though.
That's because you know who you are now, and because of things that happened.
Right. You're right. So you think, like, I mean, I guess, you you don't know, right? So I'm guessing
this is hypothesis.
Like, if he had been around and been like, I always got you, and if something happens, let me know, or whatever. Maybe I wouldn't.
I think instead of you bucking, it would have been like, Dad.
Right. I'd have went to
Mom's
him.
Dude tripping.
Yeah, I guess that's possible, because I feel like
I'm gonna share something.
Because I feel like I have seen that before.
Yeah, but I think, well, I'm gonna share. So, like I said, my son is my boys are grown,
right?
And I'm not gonna say which one, but one of my children's, one of my boys, has a longtime girlfriend, and he wanted to get all the family together, right? Her family, our family, everybody meet his dad, me, his uncles, his aunt, want to get the family together. So I'm like, my kids ask me, I don't care if I got to run through a burning building.
Right.
If I feel like there's a chance that I can make it out of that mug, I'm going in.
Right.
Right. So I'm like, bet, son, say less. You know what I'm saying? I get it together. I make all the moves. And his father didn't show.
Right.
Right. Now I'm here talking to his girlfriend's father. That was the most embarrassing and demeaning one of my life. Because as a woman, I should not be politicking with no man when he has a father. And I'm using that example. That is why my sons always have this feel like this responsibility of their mama is theirs,
right?
Because they don't see their mama
and let me tell you,
male support,
right? And let me tell you, it don't go away.
Oh, it'll never go away.
It'll never go away. Like we was at the pool a couple months ago, and there was some dudes up there like talking reckless to other people in the pool,
right?
And me and my mom had drove up there separately, and I was like, "Well, I'm about to go," and so I got out and I sat. She's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna leave in a few minutes too." So I got out, sat, and she was like, "You can go. Like I'll be right behind you." And I was like, "No, because if they talk to you like they've been talking to everybody else out here, will drown both them motherfuckers in this water right now."
Right. Yeah.
So I don't need to be at the house when that happens.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she's like, "Hey, my mom, of course, ain't not gonna happen to me."
That's me. All right. That be like I
right. And I'll be like, you damn right it's not. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's why I've learned that when they do that,
right.
I gotta let it, like, I'm there. Like, I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? And if I have to reel something in, because at the end of the day, I'm still Mama Bear.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I'm the only one.
You the matriarch. You still call it the shots.
My son reeled in.
Oh yeah.
The only one. But I'm saying that because I wanted to bring that back to, again, that is why a man, because you're not only affecting that single mom, you're affecting and you're inflicting certain things on those kids.
Right, that they shouldn't have to worry about.
That they already got shit they got to worry about.
Especially in today's, it's worse now, right?
Now you want to come in. See, that's when I be ready to take you ear to ear. You know what I mean? I'm ready to slice you because you doing unnecessary shit. Go find somebody else to play with. Right. And fucking so clowns. when you get that deep into it, like there gotta be something. Yeah. There gotta be something in your head that's fucked up.
Yeah, because they clown behavior. You're right, though. So ladies, take advice from the prettiest Tiff. Always follow your gut instinct.
Always.
Listen to your kids, because they on a different plane especially when they're younger. They vibing different, and they pick up on that energy that maybe you're not picking up on. So, and we want to always protect the baby. So, yeah, you know what I mean? But we're going to wrap that up with that. So follow your instincts. We appreciate y'all coming and laughing with us today. I am Carolina Sin. This is, as always, the prettiest Tiff. We are the Love and Flaws podcast with Tiff and Sin, and we love y'all. Till we see y'all next time.